Hi, I'm Amy, and this is House of Nash Eats, and today we're making coconut cream pie. I love coconut desserts, and coconut cream pie is one of my all-time favorites. It's vintage, like retro, and it's so good. We're making it with real ingredients, no coconut extract here. It's all real coconut milk to bring out that coconut flavor with toasted coconut on top and real whipped cream in a homemade pie crust. You guys, this is so good. Best coconut cream pie ever. Let's get started. So let's make a coconut cream pie. First, we're going to add some granulated sugar to a medium saucepan, along with cornstarch for thickening and a little bit of salt. And I like to whisk these together first, just to make sure that cornstarch is evenly distributed, so that when I add my milk and coconut milk, it doesn't get lumpy. Okay, so now we're using coconut milk for part of the liquid in this cream pie filling, and that's going to add coconut flavor at the very base of this without resorting to coconut extract. So I've got 1 can of coconut milk. It's full-fat coconut milk. It's not coconut cream. And then I have 1.5 cups of whole milk. You could make this even richer by using half and half. I've made it with 2% before and it still turns out great, but I like whole milk best. I think it gives the best flavor. Okay, and then we're going to whisk this together and cook it over medium heat. Once it starts bubbling, it's going to cook for another 2 minutes. Okay, so we're going to whisk this together. Now, a key to making a cream pie filling on a stovetop is that you want to stay pretty close to it. Don't walk away from it, or you run the risk of burning the bottom, and you don't want that in your pie filling. Once I've got it all whisked together, I'm going to switch to a wooden spoon. So it's going to take a few minutes over medium heat for this to heat up and start to bubble. Once it's bubbling, we're going to cook, continuing to stir it for 2 to 3 minutes so it has a chance to thicken up. It's going to start to bubble and get nice and thick, and then we're going to whisk part of the mixture into some egg yolks. And that's going to slowly raise the temperature of the eggs so that we aren't just adding the egg yolks to our hot mixture and scrambling the eggs. That's no good. So while this is heating, I'm going to whisk these egg yolks so they're ready to go. So one trick that I use when I'm making cream pies is sometimes I'll do this in the microwave, which is actually pretty easy. You just cook it for about 8 minutes, stirring every 2 minutes until it thickens up. And then you do the same thing where you temper the eggs by adding about 1 cup of hot liquid and then adding it back into the hot mixture. And then you can microwave it for another 2 to 4 minutes until it's thick, and finish it off just like you would on the stovetop, except you do it in the microwave. Takes a little bit longer, but if you're worried about burning your cream filling and you've had problems with that in the past, try it in the microwave and see how it works. And I'll tell you how to do that in the recipe notes in my blog post, which I'll leave a link to below. I forgot to grab a trivet, so we're gonna set that right here. Okay, our filling has been bubbling for about 2 minutes now, and it's nice and thick. And you can switch back and forth to your whisk and your spoon, whatever you need to do so it doesn't burn on the bottom. Just keep stirring and watching it. So now we're going to take it off the heat, and we're going to add about 1 cup to our egg yolks. And I'm going to set that to the side. We're just going to whisk those together. This is called tempering your egg yolks, and it's slowly and gently bringing up the heat of the egg yolks so we can add it back to our hot cream mixture without scrambling the eggs. This is beeping at me. Okay, fine. Okay, so then put the cream mixture back on the heat and add your egg yolks that have now been tempered. We're going to whisk this together. And we're going to get it bubbling again and cook it for another 2 minutes, and that's what's going to thicken your pie filling so that when you slice into your pie, it doesn't all fall apart like soup. So when my husband and I were dating, he told me that his favorite pie was a banana cream pie, which is basically the same filling but with bananas instead of coconut. And I told him I'd make a pie for him. But because we were dating, I totally forgot what I was doing and wasn't paying attention, and I did not thicken the pie filling. I skipped the last couple of steps, and we had soup in our pie crust. So I'm always a little wary about my cream pies. But don't worry, this is going to set up. We're not skipping steps today. So it should come to this nice, gentle bubble. If it's too hard, just drop your temperature a little bit and keep stirring. Okay, that's cooked for about 2 minutes now. It's nice and thick, so we're going to remove it from the heat and add our butter, vanilla, and coconut. So we've got some cold butter and vanilla, and just stir until the butter is melted and everything is combined, and then we'll stir in our coconut. Okay, and then once the butter is melted, add your shredded sweetened coconut. You could toast this first. I like to add toasted coconut on top and untoasted coconut inside my filling. Okay, and then I've got a fully baked pie crust ready to go that I blind baked, and I'm going to fill it with my coconut pie filling. And then we're going to put it in the refrigerator for about 4 to 6 hours until it's totally set up. This is enough for a 9 to 9.5 inch pie, and you can see it'll fill the crust all the way to the top. So before I put this in the refrigerator, I'm going to put a piece of plastic wrap right on top of the filling so it doesn't develop a skin. We're going to let it set for about 4 to 6 hours. Okay, now we're going to whip the cream for the top of our coconut cream pie. This is real whipping cream. Get heavy cream. It's going to whip up so beautifully. We're going to sweeten it with a little powdered sugar and flavor it with some vanilla extract, and it's going to be so delicious and the perfect finish to our coconut cream pie. So in our large mixer with a whisk attachment, we're going to add 1 cup of heavy cream. Sometimes it's also called whipping cream. And we're going to start that. Now, a trick that I like to use so that it doesn't fly everywhere when it's whipping is to place a clean towel over the top of my mixer while it's getting started, and that's going to prevent it from splattering all over my kitchen. Once it starts to thicken up, but soft peaks have not formed yet, go ahead and add your 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then we're just going to beat until soft peaks start to form. Don't beat it too long because you don't want to make butter, but beat it long enough so that it will hold its shape and you can spread it and pile it a little bit on top of your pie. Okay, so now our whipped cream is nice and fluffy and thick. It's going to be easily spreadable. You could also pipe this if you want to get really fancy. Okay, so here's our coconut cream pie. It's been chilling, and I'm going to take the plastic wrap off the top. Okay, now this is where you make a decision if you want to get fancy and pipe your whipped cream on top of it, or if you just want to be casual and pile it on, and that's what I'm doing today. So I'm taking my sweetened whipped cream, and I'm just going to pile it right onto the center of my coconut cream pie. And just spread it around a little bit. You don't have to go all the way to the edges, you can. Okay, and then the last finishing touch is to put some toasted coconut right on top of the pie. And I really like to use a lot of toasted coconut. It really has great texture. It brings out that coconut flavor. It's got this wonderful toasty quality to it, and it's pretty visually. Okay, and there you have it. This is my coconut cream pie. It's made completely from scratch. It's so delicious. If you want to see my tutorial for how to make a homemade pie crust, there's a video that you can click on and see how that's done. This pie is retro, it's creamy, it's cool, it's perfect all year long. It's one of the best pies that there is. Let's take a slice. You can see that the filling is set up, but it's not too firm. It's just nice and soft and wonderful, and we can still slice it. Okay, and let's have a bite. It's so good. The coconut flavor really comes through. It's really natural. It doesn't taste like sunscreen like some desserts made with coconut extract can sometimes taste like. This pie is fantastic. I hope you guys enjoy this recipe and that your family loves this coconut cream pie as much as mine does. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comments below what your favorite pie is or what pie recipe you'd like to see me make next. I'm going in for another bite. So good.